Hi, morning everyone, or morning now anyway. Today I wanted to follow on from our previous video about Basecone and authorizing documents before the booking. So today we're going to look at Basecone again, but we're going to look at how you might or why you might want to authorize documents after booking. Before we launch into the system, I think it makes sense to remind ourselves what Basecone does and how it works. So Basecone is a system that is responsible for scanning invoices, usually purchases, but it can be sales as well, and handling the authorization of them, because the idea is that you receive them automatically in the system. So before it gets to your accounting system, you want to check that it's correct in some instances. So just going through this, a document comes in, usually it is via email, but you can manually upload it. You then have the option to tag the document, which means tell the system what type of document it is, whether it's a purchase invoice, etc. Then you have the two optional authorization stages either side of the booking. So if you want to authorize before the booking, you are saying to your authorizer, do you just want to approve the document at face value? And you have to select an authorizer or authorization workflow, which means a set of authorizers, manually. Okay. You can't book the document until it has been authorized if you use the authorization before the booking. Okay. Once it's been authorized, if you select that, if not, the accountant or the person that's processing the document is authorizing because you haven't selected an authorizer, you then go to the booking screen. The booking screen, you enter the system scans as much details as possible, hopefully 100% of the details, and prepares your booking. And then when you're happy with everything, you will transfer it to the accounting system. Within the booking screen, you can select authorizers as well if you want the document to be authorized after the booking. In terms of authorizing after the booking, why you might want to do this, if you have budgets, strict budgets that the coding needs to be very, very accurate. When the documents are submitted to the authorizer after the booking, all of these details are filled in. So you will be able to see exactly where the documents are being posted to within your accounts. So this is why you might want to use this option. So now I'll just show you how that is presented. First of all, within the application, and then also on the mobile phone. So here are some documents that have been selected for authorization after the booking. They show within the authorization tab on the side here, and then you can see that they come through. I've got 4 items here that have been allocated to me to authorize. If I want to look at the document, you can see that it shows here like this, and I can just go through and I can see where it has been allocated in terms of a nominal code, cost center and project, if that's relevant, the description, and so on and so forth. So as an example, if I was happy with this one, I can just hold Control on my keyboard and select multiple items, or I just select one and I can work through them as such. So these ones I'm just going to authorize. Okay. And that's gone. That's all dealt with, right? If I were to reject something, I have to give a reason as to why that has been rejected. So I click reject and I put that in, and then that will go out of my workflow. Or I can put it on hold or change the authorizer. If I reject it, it will go into a reject box for the accountant, which will look like this. So here is a document, an example where I've rejected one in the past, again with the image on the side, the amount, who rejected it, and the comment as to why. Okay, so I've said this is a duplicate, or I don't want to pay this, or in dispute, whatever the reason might be. So now I have a choice. Either I can return it to the authorizer because I've made a subsequent change to the nominal code, if that is the reason why it's been rejected. I can abandon, which if you're using certain accounting applications like Twinfield, will delete the document from Basecone in Twinfield. or I can just mark it as done if I have made the appropriate change and I don't need to let the authorizer know. So in this instance, I just mark it as done and it will disappear out of my workflow. Okay, so the last one is just to show you what happens with the mobile phone. So what I'm going to do, bear with me, is I'm just going to open up the image on my phone. This may take a couple of seconds. Talk amongst yourselves. It's just coming, 1 second. So here, I'm just going to make it a bit more obvious. This is my phone, so you can see I just can move that around as such. I go into the Basecone app, which I've already had open and has face recognition, and or I can enter a code, I should say. So these are the options at the moment, of which I've actually made some changes, so I'm just going to refresh that and you can see the 2 documents that are remaining that I had left in my workflow from before. So all I would do is I would look at a particular document and you see that will bring through the image as such. As I mentioned, because we're using booking authorization after the booking, I have all the details, so I can see exactly where this item has been coded and the amount and the description, and I can leave a comment if I wish. If I'm happy with, I can place it on hold, reject it, or use the buttons at the bottom and cycle through. So if I just press next, you can see that's moved on to the 0 invoice, so I can go back. But once I'm happy, I can just press approve at the bottom and move on. And that's it. And that essentially is how the process works in terms of authorization after booking. So largely what we're doing is we're using workflows, which there's another video on, to automatically allocate authorizers. You can then approve them on the mobile phone or on the desktop application. And if they are rejected, it then shows up in the reject box because the document has already been processed to the accounting system, where you can then delete them, change the authorizer, or simply make the necessary changes. So that's the Basecone authorization after the booking. Thank you.